Hello everyone, in today's lab we are going to perform this practical to determine the percentage of available chlorine in the supplied sample of bleaching powder iodometrically. So basically we will be doing this practical by estimating the amount of iodine liberated through the various reactions. So apparatus required for this are the same which we need in any titration: burette stand, clamp, pipette, conical flask, beakers. The chemicals required are sodium thiosulfate, Ki solution. In any iodometric solution we need Ki, dilute acetic acid, copper sulfate solution, and starch solution, this bleaching powder, in which we want to find out the concentration of free chlorine. This will be, copper sulfate is a standard solution of copper sulfate. We can take N by 100. Here also this solution we took 1 by 100. This is approximately because we will standardize it using copper sulfate. So let's see the theory behind this experiment, and after that we will move to the procedure. So here we can see the composition of bleaching powder, which is calcium hypochlorite, calcium chloride, calcium hydroxide and water. So this is the composition of bleaching powder. We can conveniently write this expression in short form in terms of only calcium hypochlorite or by this formula, because in our reaction where the chlorine will be formed, or the chlorine which is available or which is freely available will be released from this only. So we will mention only this part of the formula. So now see, the bleaching action happens in the presence of dilute acid, because we will be using dilute acetic acid over here. So calcium hypochlorite in presence of dilute acid will give out calcium ions. This is freely available chlorine and water. Now this freely available chlorine will react with iodine when we add Ki solution to this. So if I add Ki solution to this mixture, this will give out 2 chloride ions plus iodine. So we will be determining the amount of iodine liberated here with the help of starch as indicator and titrating it with thiosulfate. This iodine concentration will be equivalent to the concentration of free available chlorine. So this way we can find out the freely available chlorine in the bleaching powder. So after this step you can write these two reactions. So once chlorine is available, we add Ki to this solution. This chlorine will help to liberate I2 and chloride ions will be formed, and then I2 will be titrated against thiosulfate solution to find out the amount of iodine present, which will be equivalent to the amount of chlorine present, free chlorine present in the given bleaching powder solution. For the procedure, the first step is the standardization of hypo solution, which is thiosulfate, with the help of standard copper sulfate solution. So approximate normality of thiosulfate solution was N by 100 approximately. So we have to confirm it, and the standard copper sulfate is also again made N by 100 only. So here titrate is copper sulfate and titrant will be sodium thiosulfate. So we take hypo solution, hypo or this sodium thiosulfate in burette, and in conical we take 10 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ml of 5% Ki solution. So copper sulfate when mixed with Ki solution, iodine will be liberated, and we will keep this mixture for the 5 minutes in dark. So after this is the first step. You have taken 10 ml copper sulfate, added 5 ml of Ki solution, keep it in dark for 5 minutes. Next step is the iodine is liberated and the solution will turn dark yellow. So after this step your solution mixture will turn dark yellow. It means iodine is now present for the titration. So you will titrate after 5 minutes, you will titrate it with the help of hypo solution till the dark yellow color fades away and it becomes light yellow. So light yellow means we are not able to find out the sharp end point. So to find out the sharp end point at this step, when the yellow color is not completely disappeared but it is slightly very light yellow, so we add 2 to 3 drops of the starch. So this starch 2 to 3 drops will convert the present iodine into dark, so the dark blue color will be appeared. This step is followed just to get a sharp end point, otherwise we will not be able to distinguish between the whether the color is disappeared or it is still pale yellow. So at this stage we add starch so that the remaining iodine turns into dark blue color, and we continue the titration with the hypo solution. So at this point the end point will be the disappearance of the blue color. So please note down the steps very carefully. We have added 10 ml of copper sulfate, 5 ml of Ki, kept in dark for 5 minutes, titrated it with sodium thiosulfate till the brown dark yellow color becomes fades away till pale yellow. We added 2 drops of starch at this step and again continued the same titration till the blue color is completely disappeared. So for this we will make a table as we do in our every titration. You will have serial number, volume of copper sulfate in ml, initial burette reading and final burette reading, and here you will have volume of hypo from these two. So if this is so initial and final, we will do final minus initial, and this will corresponding to the volume of the hypo used. Take 3 concordant readings, and from this you can apply the normality equation. The normality of the two solutions is given, and confirm the normality of this thiosulfate solution. From this table I do the calculations here. So we can let's say this is V dash, okay, let's say V dash and V dash we are getting, right? So initial volume of copper sulfate, normally we take 10 ml, yes we took 10 ml here, so 10 ml, 10 ml, 10 ml, alright. So we apply this side copper sulfate, you will have copper sulfate this side, and here hypo. So we can write N1V1 is equal to N2V2. So N1 here is N by 100, volume is taken 10 ml, normality we have to confirm, and V2 is V dash. So from here N2 will be calculated as N by V dash 10. So this will be the normality of your hypo solution. This was the standardization step. After that we have to repeat the same procedure with the hypo solution and the bleaching powder solution. So let's see how to do that. So for the next part, for the experimental part, we titrate the bleaching powder solution. I am calling it BP solution for the convenience. So bleaching powder solutions, let's say I have dissolved W gram in 250 ml of water. So this way I have prepared this solution, or whatever is provided to you. I will titrate it with standard thiosulfate solution. So the procedure of titration is again similar. You take thiosulfate solution in burette in the conical flask. You have to take 10 ml of bleaching powder solution. Then half test tube of Ki is added. Half test tube of Ki and 10 ml of acetic acid, because this reaction will happen in the presence of acetic acid, we have already seen in theory. So these three mixing after these three things, you will keep it in dark for 5 minutes. This solution will turn dark yellow. Now you will titrate this with thiosulfate solution in a similar manner. When the yellow color fades away, you can add starch at this step. When the yellow color fades away, add starch 2 to 3 drops. and again titrate, keep on titrating with the same solution till the blue color disappears, as we did in case of standardization of hypo solution. So procedure is exactly same. You have to take 3 to 4 concordant readings again and find out the volume of the hypo solution used for this titration. Let's say this is V double dash. So V double dash is the volume used to titrate till the end point of our bleaching powder solution. So let's see the calculation part. So in the calculation part, you will apply the normality condition. So the volume from the table which was obtained was V double dash. We called it V double dash. So normality of thiosulfate is N by 100, which we have already confirmed, into V double dash from the table. Normality of bleaching powder you have to calculate. Volume taken was 10 ml. So you can find out N2 from here. This will be V dash upon 1000 normal. So if you want to find out the strength of Cl2 present, you can multiply this normality with its equivalent weight. So equivalent weight of chlorine is 35.5 grams. So we will multiply this with this. Hence the strength will be V dash upon 1000 into 35.5 grams per liter, or we can convert it into ppm also. But no need to convert it into ppm. We simply have to find out the percentage of chlorine present with respect to the bleaching powder. So let's call it x grams. This entire factor I am calling it as x grams per liter. It means this much grams of chlorine is present in 1 liter of the bleaching powder solution. So let's find out how to calculate the percentage. We have 1 liter solution of bleaching powder contains how much chlorine? X grams. It means 1 ml, or I can call it 1000 ml. 1000 ml of the solution of bleaching powder is containing x gram of chlorine. So 1 ml will have x by 1000, and we had initially 250 ml of the solution. 250 ml of the solution will have x by 1000 into 250 grams of chlorine. It means 250 ml has this much grams of chlorine. So I can call this entire factor is equal to y grams. It means in 250 ml of bleaching powder we have y grams of chlorine, and the weight of bleaching powder in 250 ml solution was how much? W grams. I initially told you that assume we are dissolving W grams of bleaching powder into 250 ml of water. So this is the weight of chlorine present, this is the weight of total bleaching powder in 250 ml. So we can divide the two to find out the percentage of chlorine. So percentage of chlorine will be free chlorine or available chlorine will be is equal to the weight of chlorine divided by the total weight of bleaching powder multiplied by 100%. So this will be the total percentage of the chlorine present in the bleaching powder, which is freely available, and you have to report this thing in your result. So this way we can find out the available chlorine in the bleaching powder.